Hi everyone, this is my first video in English, so I hope you don't mind my very strong accent and my English that is really far from perfect. But anyway, I will talk about how to enhance a portrait to smooth the skin without losing some texture. There are so many ways to do that. I see a lot of ways, wrong ways on internet, like blurry, you use like a Gaussian blur or a surface blur or some stuff like that, and it's like porcelain, so perfect, not even perfect, so not natural. And so I wouldn't advise to use that, of course. Some people make it a little bit better by coming back with some textures, and that's more or less okay actually. A lot of professionals use that. They use like a kind of blur and come back with some texture on, and it can be not bad at all. Here I will show you like a very simple method. It's just the start to clean the skin. After that you have to take care of the blemishes, of the spots and everything like that, of course. Here it's more like to have like a good canvas, a good start. Okay, so I will start in Camera Raw here. You can use Lightroom, you can use almost any kind of software that use raw pictures. Okay, so I just want to show you something. It's like the clarity here in Camera Raw or any kind of software, it decreases or increases the middle tone contrast. Okay, so I will show you the effect of that. If I put preview, it will be better. So if I increase that, you can see the contrast only in the middle tone that increases. Okay, and if you decrease, you can see that you decrease the middle tone contrast. If I leave that here, of course it's totally ugly, you lose some contrast there, but I just want to show you something by zooming. I hope with the video we can see that. You can see we still have all the texture from the skin. Everything is here. Okay, if you blur that, you lose everything. So but you will tell me, okay, it's ugly everywhere, no problem. I come back to 0 here, okay? I will show you something in Camera Raw for the one who doesn't know that. It's adjustment brush. If you don't use that and don't want to use that, that's not a problem. What you can do is put a clarity, open that image in Photoshop, go back with the clarity to 0, open that image to Photoshop, and you mask the first one to have only the effect, if you want, on the skin or the areas you want to have the effect. Okay, but I will show you with the adjustment brush because I think it's great to use very quickly, very fast. I mean, so it's kind of nice. You can change everything here, okay? And you just brush and the effect will be only on the area, that you brush, okay? So I will decrease the clarity and I will brush. I will brush everywhere except where I don't want that effect. Okay. I do that very quickly. There's no problem. Okay, and you have like a pin here, and you can see the mask just going on. If you went a little bit too far, you press Alt or probably Option key on Mac, and you come back to erase the mask. You can even show the mask all the time if you want. So I delete here, for example, by pressing Alt. Okay. And you have, after, if you want more, you can go more here with clarity. You can change anything here. You can change the exposure, the contrast, For example, I want that part really contrasted. Okay. Or not contrast at all. It's very ugly, but you can do what you want. You can change the saturation on only in this part or take off the saturation. You can do everything you want only on the area you brush. So that's a great tool, okay? And you can come back after, you can decrease, increase, brush more if you want, and everything like that. Okay, so this is before. I hope with the video we can see that. This is before. You can see a lot of problem in the skin, and this is after. And one more time, if you zoom, that's a little bit too much. If you zoom, you still have all the details, all the textures in the skin, on the skin. Okay? So after that, you open that. I will cancel, or I will just take it off like this. Okay? So this is the final image, just to see before and after. Okay, and one more time, I didn't lose any texture. I'm not sure with the video if we can see all the details or anything like that. After that, what you have to do, of course, it's like come to clean, you know, the spot you don't like or anything like that. I will just show you a little bit. I will increase, and I don't know, you don't like this. You don't like, you know, I don't know if we see that, but anyway. If you want to take off the scar here, you just take off the scar and blah blah blah. Okay, so it's just a start. It's not to clean everything. You have some work after to do if you want to, but look the difference between this and this without losing texture. Now I wanted to compare with the blur system. That blur system here that I use, we put a blur on the always duplicate, of course. I did it, yeah, duplicate here. I put a blur. It depends on the definition of your picture, but something like 15. If you have like a modern camera, 15, 16, I will put 15. Okay, and you see it's all blur, okay, and you put a mask or you come back with your history brush. I always use a mask. If you push Alt and click on the mask, it's dark here instead of, so it hides everything. And you come back with probably like, I don't know, 40%, 50%, something like that. And you brush the area. I will do that very fast just to show you. And you brush the area everywhere. Try not to go where you need details, of course. And okay, if it's too much, you can play with that and everything. I will show you now. I will delete this. I will show you now the blur with the same texture. So then I had with the clarity, but you will see the difference. So you can see here, I still have the texture. Why? Because I came back, I hide the effect of the blur, so I let appear the texture under if you want. Okay, so that was before, that was after. It's not so bad. And now I will show you with the blur and the clarity. So it was blur and clarity. Okay, I took off that, so don't mind this, but keep your eyes here, for example. It's exactly the same, okay? So we'll say, yeah, but why if I prefer that with the blur stuff? Now I will show you something. That's the blur method, okay? The texture is the same, and look at that. I don't know with the video if we see that, but look everywhere the shadows. We blurred the shadows. It means we spread out the shadows, and it's a little bit more there you can see him. You can see on the cheeks, I'm not sure. Anyway, you can see that the big difference. Look at that. If you prefer the one with the blur, okay, why not? Personally, I prefer this one. If I want to increase the contrast, it will be very easy. I can just, dodge burn or put more contrast at the beginning or anything like that. So look at this. You can see that the shadows are kind of blurry. And this, it's perfect. I hope you can see this, okay? You can see the shadow is a little bit further here. You can see that. You can see that there. And if you like a little bit more contrasty, that's okay. You can put some contrast on the one here. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's even too much. But anyway, I just want to show you here the difference and how much more natural this one is. You see? And if you compare with before, it's like, wow, okay. If you want more texture, you can use a little bit less clarity, the clarity filter, or you can even add that after with your method if you used to use the blur method. But look at that, that's perfect. That's okay. And that's... So anyway, I hope you like that. I hope you understand a few words that I said. I'm really sorry about my English. Don't hesitate to comment. Bye bye. It was Maxipus.